My brother, the golden child, convinced my father, who was dying of cancer, to change his will and leave me with nothing. I spent the next 18 months assembling proof of my brother's decade of embezzlement and timed the final public reveal to happen exactly 24 hours after my father's funeral. There is a special kind of selfishness reserved for those who believe they deserve everything. My brother, Thomas, was always that person, the golden child, the good son, the heir apparent. I was the one who drove my father to his chemo appointments. I was the one who slept on his couch during his worst nights. Thomas called every 2 weeks to ask for money or to push his latest investment idea. When the doctors told us Dad had 6 months left, the conversations changed. They moved from treatment to the estate. Dad's biggest asset was the family manufacturing business, built over 40 years. It was supposed to be split equally, but Thomas saw his window. He started whispering about my financial instability. He convinced Dad that I would sell my share immediately and ruin the company legacy. 2 months before Dad passed, I saw the new will. Thomas was the sole owner of the business and the house. I received a single, final settlement check of $10,000. The scapegoat had been officially excised. I didn't yell. I didn't contest the will while Dad was still alive. That would have caused him pain, and that was Thomas's goal. My revenge had to be executed with surgical precision and silence. My father made one mistake. He let Thomas handle the business finances during his illness. Thomas had been doing more than just moving money around. He was preparing for a massive acquisition using the business's capital. I started digging, quietly, using my access as the caregiver who was allowed to sort files. I found a decade-old pattern. Thomas was funneling cash from the business's international accounts into a shadow LLC he controlled. It was small at first, $20,000 here, $50,000 there, but the total amount over the years was staggering, nearly $800,000. Pure, undeniable criminal embezzlement. But this was the key. The fraud had nothing to do with the will. It was theft from the company itself, a crime committed while Thomas was supposed to be the trusted future leader. I copied every transfer, every fake invoice, and every signed legal document from the Phantom LLC. I compiled the evidence into a 3-ring binder, ready to go. I just had to wait for the right moment, the moment that would shatter Thomas's entire gilded life.
Dad passed away peacefully on a Sunday afternoon. It was heartbreaking, but it also started the clock. The will was read on Tuesday. Thomas was ecstatic. He was the CEO. He was the owner. He gave a smug, condescending eulogy at the funeral on Friday, talking about his lifelong dedication to the family business. Every colleague, every investor, every banker was there, nodding in approval. I kept the binder silent. I smiled through the funeral. I even shook Thomas's hand and offered my fake congratulations. The tension was physically painful. The one piece of information Thomas was relying on was this. The company's annual financial audit, which would catch the $800,000 fraud, was scheduled for the following Monday. He was planning to rush through the acquisition before the auditor could see the books. I couldn't let him get that far. I needed to destroy his credibility and the acquisition before Monday. At 9 a.m. on Saturday morning, less than 24 hours after the funeral, I initiated the strike. I didn't send the binder to the police. I sent it to the company's board of directors and the primary bank lender, the two parties Thomas needed most for the acquisition. I included a precise timeline showing the $800,000 was stolen right when Thomas was supposed to be running the company. The psychological damage was immediate. The bank immediately froze the business's line of credit, putting the entire acquisition on hold due to undisclosed financial irregularities. The board of directors called an emergency meeting, fueled by the cold proof of their new CEO's massive, decade-long fraud. Thomas was publicly stripped of his CEO title that Sunday night, a full day before the audit could even begin. He was now facing civil prosecution for the $800,000, and the new will was worthless because the company itself was now under immense legal scrutiny. The inheritance was tainted. The golden child was now just a common criminal. He had tried to steal my small share. I took his entire, carefully constructed